Today I got not a new Lumix camera for you, I got the DJI Osmo Nano. So you as Lumix user, you're probably looking for the next Lumix camera. However, I think the best way is to look at what other camera could make sense. And here I got the DJI Osmo Nano. This camera is like complementing my Lumix where it's not feasible.
In the bank and I'm depositing a large amount, making moves in silence, boy, I promise it's been not a sound. Nothing but some profit down the way that I've been walking down. It's okay, making a play, these busters they've been not allowed. Lock up in the bank and I'm depositing a large amount, making moves in silence, boy, I promise it's been not a sound. Nothing but some profit down the way that I've been walking down. It's okay, making a play, these busters they've been not allowed.
Now hear me out. Top quality is my highest priority. This is why Lumix still remains my main camera. However, think about it. If you want to film, for example, from the sky footage, you're going to get a drone. The same use case applies to this small camera, to the DJI Osmo Nano. By the way, I bought 2 of those with my own money. This video is not sponsored. And there's a real use case for this camera. For example, when you're traveling or you're also filming a commercial, this small camera can enable you to get shots that you usually wouldn't get with your Lumix. You could use this necklace, for example, and stick the camera to the front, just like that. Then you can just wear it the whole time and get BTS footage with no effort at all. So this means even if you're doing commercial videography, photography or weddings, for example, you can get BTS footage that easy. So if you want to create a reel about your work, promote yourself a little bit more instead of just showing pictures, this is an easy and very cheap, affordable way. The other point is versatility. This camera is small, it's not super expensive, so it means you can just put it at some locations and if it falls, it's not such a deal breaker. Setting up your Lumix camera on a tripod is a lot more tedious. For example, I can just put this camera here, film myself from there. If it falls down, it might survive. If not, it's not too bad. Another point is this camera is magnetic and this is like super helpful. As I already showed you with this magnetic necklace, you can just stick it to magnetic surfaces. This means if you're, for example, a travel vlogger and you're walking around in the city, you can just stick the camera somewhere on a wall, film your B-roll and get then some footage of yourself. Most of the time I use my Lumix for high quality footage of the scenes and for vlogging when walking around. This camera I can then use to show, for example, the behind the scenes of the camera, what you see, or just get some B-roll when I get from place A to place B. You saw in my previous videos, I used this camera when I was filming myself in the car. Then let's talk about what you get with the DJI Osmo Nano. So, by the way, this camera is feather light. I think it's around 150 grams or so, so it's no issue walking around with it. Also, it's like super low profile. So this means if you want to film, for example, somewhere and you don't want to attract people or that they behave weirdly, of course it has to be allowed to film there, you can just clip it onto yourself and walk around with it. With the Osmo Nano you get also, for example, a head holder like this one where you can fix it on, and this one you can clip then to the top of your head, for example, to get some POV shots, or you can also to put it on the magnetic holder to adjust then the angle if you want to have like a higher or lower angle. Then you also get like this holder. This is like good for glass, can stick on the camera somewhere, film like from a certain perspective, and I think that's about what you get with the main package. Now there are some add-ons. I, for example, like to use this wristband. With this I can just take the monitor and put the monitor in here. Then I can just wear it like a watch and put it around my arm and control the camera from there. For example, I can put the camera far away and then just check the framing and then start and stop recording. Now the funny thing is I started myself with action cams and I absolutely despise them because they're low quality. Like there was no way of me for going back. However, this one is different. You get 10-bit footage and you get D-log footage. So there's no issue shooting with this. You have log footage and 10-bit. Also with the high bitrate you are around 90 Mbit. So around 100 Mbit is for 4K of course not the best footage, but it's usable footage. So like you can work with it, you can grade it. And with log you can adjust the footage how you want. By the way, since I'm shooting on Lumix cameras, you might now think, okay, if you shoot with this, the colors might look different. But I got that sorted. I'm giving away a free LUT that will transform the Osmo Nano footage to Vlog. So this means you don't need to worry about like different colors. You can just apply the LUT and you get close to similar colors of your Lumix. Then also another benefit is you can set the camera with manual settings. So no need to worry about losing benefits like motion blur. So for this camera ND filters exist. Let me show some. So here we got some fixed ones. These you can screw on and you don't have to worry about vignetting. And then I have also a variable from SmallRig. The SmallRig one is pretty cool, it's big, so I think this prevents then a little bit of the vignetting. However, I don't like it that there's no casing for it. I have like this towel here. This is like not so great. But the good thing is you can adjust then the strength of this variable ND and you can also move it around, but it's a little bit difficult to move it around and adjust the polarizer. But of course it's possible to get with this 180-degree shutter. For action I would then change those settings. So there you should have at least 100th to 120th of a shutter to have then smooth stabilization. The stabilization, by the way, is pretty amazing on this small camera. You can tilt it to, I think, 30 or 45 degrees and it will still keep the image horizontal. This is like really amazing. So walking shots are great. But keep in mind, if you do this, you need to, well, remove the ND filter and also change the settings in the camera that it's then more for sport. And especially for this use case, I was buying then two of the Osmo Nano cameras. They're very cheap, and then I have one that's for static shots. That's like my cinematic camera that I put somewhere with an ND, maybe the variable ND, and I film myself and get like this very easy B-roll. I can just walk around, snap this camera somewhere on a lantern, walk past by and film myself. Then for the POV shots, I got my second Osmo Nano that I can stick then here to my shirt, for example, and film myself when I'm doing something. However, you can also of course change the settings of the camera. You can create different custom profiles where you have then different stabilization settings. You have different settings regarding the motion blur and the shutter speed, for example, and how the ISO behaves. Also, one more interesting thing is the Osmo Nano is compatible to lenses of the DJI Action 5. So here, for example, I got a macro lens, and with this one I can magnify things and get like special shots. And I don't need to switch on my Lumix to a big macro lens. Then there are also other accessories. For example, this small light helps you to illuminate yourself a little bit. Now, this is of course a very small sensor, so no doubt in low light the Lumix just rules. Like with the S9 here, I have no issues. It's like perfect in low light. This one will of course struggle. This one is maybe somewhat good for like static shots, but in low light you really see then the quality decrease. However, some footage is better than no footage at all. And if you want to film yourself, you can just attach here this light, for example, and as you can see here, you can illuminate yourself and, for example, put it somewhere, film yourself and still get good footage. I would recommend then just not to lift the shadows too much, as you would do with the Lumix, for example. Actually, let's go to max brightness and let me show you it. So this is max brightness, and you can see I have here the DJI M40 SE, which is at I think 25%, 25 to 50, and this one is on max, and you can see how it removes the shadow side on the left of my skin. So pretty capable small light. Then there are of course some other holders I recommend. So this one is from PGY Tech with the JCC mount that has here a USB-C connection, so you can charge then the Osmo Nano while you use it. This is very useful if you like walk around somewhere and you want to have like the camera running for a longer time. For this you can use then, for example, also this clamp from PGY Tech, and you can clamp it on your belt, for example, or on your backpack belt on the side to have then, for example, the camera mounted like this. This is also good like for tripods. I have, for example, the Ulanzi Coleman tripod here, and this mount here from PGY Tech also fits in that. So it's like super handy, super useful. Then a downside is, of course, you have to buy your own box. So unfortunately, this camera doesn't come with a box. And also you have to get a screen protector. I really recommend it because the screen is like quite large and I think it can easily damage. The cool thing is, of course, the remote monitoring function. So this camera you can attach and detach. When you attach it, the dock will charge the camera until it's 100%. This is pretty nice, but this means it will always charge the camera whenever you clip on the camera to the dock. Another little bit weird thing is that the footage is stored on the camera itself, and you actively have to go into the menu and transfer the footage from the camera to the SD card that you have to put into this device. So the SD card is here on the side, as you can see here. And when you go then to the menu, you can transfer it. So I can like quickly show it. I swipe down, I swipe to the right, and I click on export to SD card. And then I just say then confirm, and then it will copy all the files to the SD card. So let me just show you also the settings. So manual exposure I have here. I've set it to a fixed 1/50th. The EV is important for the auto ISO. So I set -0.7. And the ISO I set to 100 to 12,800. You can also lower it if you don't want the camera to go too extreme. You might imagine this thing is very small, so it cannot record long, and that's true. So something like maybe 10 minutes is something you can expect. Then maybe the camera gets too hot, but this might be only the case when it's like really hot during the summer. Another thing is using this camera for going underwater. So this one is no problem. Up to 10 meters you can dive with it, get your underwater footage. However, the dock is not waterproofed. So this is just rainproofed, and you should be careful when you use it. But going underwater with this is no issue at all. Then the other point is then of course the battery life. So you get 10 bit. When I tested it, I have a feeling you get something like 11, maybe 12 stops when I compared it to the Lumix. So it's not too bad at all. But this one gets hot and it really draws power. So don't expect to be like your main vlogging cam. It's the camera that gives you your B-roll to fill up your story or your BTS. Most of the times I just use this cage here to film with it. Then it's also a little bit protected. I think it's pretty sturdy, but I don't want to get like any cosmetic damage in it. So this small camera helps me to fill this gap the Lumix cannot fill. It's small, it's compact, it's magnetic. I can just put it up anywhere. I can put it on my chest, get some POV footage, I can get BTS footage. I can also, for example, like I do here, get this cold shoe mount and put it on top of my camera. So with this I can also like film a little bit BTS where you see a little bit the lens. Or for example, if you just take photos, you get the video in addition. So price-wise, the DJI Osmo Nano costs around 270 to 300 euros. So for me, this was a no-brainer. Getting a new lens, or getting rather two of those to get more BTS footage and making my videos more lively by creating a better story. This is why I got two of those. With colors, I have also no issues. I just use my LUT in DaVinci Resolve. You can also use it in Premiere Pro, for example. And I just get the V-Log. I can treat it like the camera out here with no issues at all. Other points are maybe the digital look of such a small sensor. So you can pull down the texture and the sharpness to -2, then you get really soft footage. You saw it already in my other videos, so you tell me what you think about it. This one is like top notch. It's so perfect and useful. I definitely recommend it. And with this, I get high quality B-roll footage. As I told you in my last video, I only recommend gear that I would buy myself, use by myself, or would recommend to you. And this is one where I said I buy it myself, because this camera can do so much, it's perfect. For walking footage, you have to of course then sacrifice motion blur. However, that's no issue, because you have then some scenes in between where you move around and it creates more life in your videos. People will know what happened in between and will be more engaged. So if you get your own DJI Osmo, make sure to download my LUT so you can convert your DJI D-Log M footage to V-Log. If you want to see more videos about free LUTs and gear that I purchased myself, leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next awesome video.